Don't sit around and wait for the manager that you wish you had. Instead, deal with the manager that you have, especially if you don't have many choices at the moment. I know when you first saw the title to this video, how to gain respect of my manager or how to manage up, you were probably thinking it's going to be all about how do I put my annoying manager in their place. If you're currently dealing with a manager that you're still trying to figure out, comment below in the comment box with the word adapting. Now, when I say adapt, it's definitely not about learning how to be a brown noser or how to kiss your manager's butt. It's about taking control of your career and your professional environment so that you can get what you want out of it. Today, I'm going to give you 5 quick tips on how you can gain the respect of your manager so that they really see your true value. So if you're watching this while getting ready for work or on the way in, be sure that you're watching until the end, because tip 5 is definitely a winner if you're trying to change the direction of your relationship with your manager. So let's get started. I'm Raquel. Welcome back, and welcome if you're new here. I've been working in the HR field for over 10 years, and this channel is all about giving career advice and HR tips so that you can navigate the professional world and make an impact. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel below. That way you don't miss any of my weekly videos. The first thing that you want to do to gain respect of your manager is to produce high quality work. Y'all, the worst thing you can do and the most telling thing to a manager about an employee that's not giving 100% is that they're producing work that's full of errors and it looks like something that they threw together at the last minute. If you want to gain the respect of your manager, you want to be sure that you are given 100%, that your work is free of errors, and that you've put a lot of thought into something before you actually present it to your manager. That's the only way that you're going to gain their respect, and really it's the first way to gain their respect and to establish some credibility with your manager. So the next thing that you want to do is change your perspective. Stop treating your manager like they're so above you, like they're on a pedestal and you have to laugh at all their jokes. Be super nice to them. It really does nothing for you when they're trying to gain your respect, because they will always look at you as a follower and they will never gain the respect that you're looking for from them. You probably have the mindset that it's your manager's responsibility to reach out and that they should be knowing what you're working on, what makes you tick, but we all know that that doesn't happen all the time. Some managers are under a lot of pressure, or they really just don't know how to reach out and how to connect with you, maybe because they were just promoted, or they just really don't know how to because it's just not in their personality, and they might have been promoted just because they had really strong technical skills. So what you want to do is take control of that relationship, change your mindset, because at the end of the day, it's your career and it's your really your sanity as far as working with your manager every day. Tip 3, you want to know what type of manager you have. There are some managers that are fast-paced, task-oriented. They want to get stuff done quickly. You don't want to approach that type of manager with a long story of how you're going to get something done. Instead, you want to summarize and you want to practice making sure that your communication style is concise and to the point. Then there's some managers who like to slow it down, get into the details. They're perfectionists and they take their time to make decisions. Knowing who you're dealing with is key to gaining their respect. That way you can possibly make some changes in your work style so that you can meet your manager in the middle. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, my manager should be the one that's meeting me in the middle. And you're right. Great managers should adapt to their employees and meet them in the middle as well. But we know that that doesn't always happen. So it's all about doing your part so that you can jive with your manager well and really get to know what type of manager you have and what personality style that they have. Tip 4, you want to frame your request to your manager correctly. So if you're asking your manager every time exactly what to do, they will never have respect for you. Instead, go in offering solutions on what you think is the right first step or second step to tackling a problem. Maybe you don't know the third step, but if you're giving the first and second step, it will at least show that you're being proactive with solving problems instead of looking for your manager to solve all of them for you. Also, it is okay to ask clarifying questions on something that you don't understand, but first start by stating what you do understand. That way your manager can have an idea of what you understand and it doesn't look like you're coming for them to solve the whole problem. Finally, you want to understand what's important to your manager. This can be little things like following up on email within a certain time or how you greet customers. These are preferences of your manager, and knowing them is very important so that you can change some of your work behavior so that you can gain your manager's respect. Understanding what's important to your manager can be bigger things like understanding their goals that they've set for the team and aligning yourself and projects that you're working on to those goals. Again, you're probably thinking, I thought it was my manager's responsibility to connect with their employees and adapt to all of our personalities. And you are correct. Great managers are supposed to do these things, but guess what? That is not always the case. Most managers are promoted because they were just really great at something, but they've really never had any leadership training. So instead of sitting around and waiting for your manager to do those things, you want to take control of your relationship with your manager so that you are getting out of that relationship what you want in the situation. Most employees have never asked their manager things like what are their preferences, priorities, pet peeves. Now really, how do you do this? It is as simple as just asking the question. Schedule some time with your manager and sit down with them and ask them these things. They will gain respect for you by just asking because it shows that you're initiating building that relationship with them and really finding out what's important to them as a manager. Now, if you have a difficult manager who is doing crazy things like always taking credit for your work, publicly shaming you, has no regard for you as a human being, you have to know when it's time to quit. If you're in survival mode and you're stressed out and you've gone to HR and a next level manager, you really have to use your best judgment and decide when it's time to leave. So there you have it. Those are 5 tips that you can use when trying to gain the respect of your manager. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you found these tips helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.